Welcome my friends, Destiny's new Iron Lord artifacts will change the way you play the game. In fact, these 8 new artifacts have been described by Game Informer as the most significant addition to Rise of Iron. In this video, we're going to look at how you can earn them, their unique game-changing abilities, and a few things that you may not know about them. So then, artifacts were originally introduced as a new armor slot in the Taken King, and when Bungie adds a brand new slot to your Guardian's character, it's gotta be pretty damn epic, right? No! Before their purpose was officially revealed, many players, including myself, wondered how these new artifacts would change the game. Would they endow our Guardians with new powers? Would they enable another level of visual customization? Would they become an integral component of the story? Sadly, the answer to all these questions was a big fat fucking no. All they did was add a few minor perks, increase stats, and boost your light level, all of which could have been simply added to an existing armor slot. And they aren't even fully realised 3D models. I mean, this one looks like a mouldy Brussels sprout for fuck's sake. And how cool would this artifact look if you could actually wear it in game? It all just seems like a wasted opportunity. However, jump forward a year to Rise of Iron, and the artifact slot is now the most significant addition to this new expansion. Yes, you can still use and infuse older artifacts, but where's the fun in that? These 8 new Iron Lord artifacts each boast a unique game-changing ability, and you can use all 8 artifacts in conjunction with any class, subclass, and exotic armor piece, allowing practically limitless ways to tweak your playstyle. Okay, so I think you get the point. Artifacts are now pretty fucking awesome, so the question is, how do you get your grubby little mitts on them? Well, you're gonna need to visit this new awoken vendor, Tora Khan. You'll find her in Rise of Iron's new Felwinter Peak social space. Tora will then send you into the playgrounds to complete heroic deeds. Now, according to Game Informer, these deeds are pretty simple. Stuff like completing patrol missions and battling against enemies in Arkan's Forge. Nothing too grindy. Once you complete the mission, you'll receive an Iron Lord's Legacy token, which looks like this. You can then turn this token into Tora in exchange for one of the 3 artifacts she has each week. If she doesn't have the artifact you want, you can save your token and spend it another week. You can only acquire 1 artifact a week, so you should be able to collect them all in 8 weeks. You'll then be able to take your newly acquired artifact into the Iron Lord Temple. Here, you'll find 8 statues. It's a shrine to the Iron Lords who lost their lives trying to contain the Siva outbreak. Each statue represents a fallen Iron Lord and their corresponding artifact. When you have a new artifact, you can empower them by pushing the square or X button next to the correct statue. This will then light a fire. It's a nice visual way to keep tabs on your artifact's progress and, of course, to honour the Iron Lords. Right then, so now you know how to get them, let's now look at each of these artifacts' unique abilities. Okay, so let's start with Memory of Felwinter. This artifact gets rid of your super altogether, but gives you an extra grenade and melee charge and boosts all your stats, and collecting orbs recharges your grenade and melee abilities. Now, if you're anything like me, when you're playing as a Titan, you'll always equip the Armamentarium for that extra grenade charge, which begs the question, will I have 3 grenades if I equip both the Armamentarium and the Memory of Felwinter's artifact? The answer is thankfully no. 3 grenades would be a total clusterfuck. You'll still have only 2 grenades, but you'll now be able to swap out the Armamentarium for, let's say, Twilight Garrison. So you'll now have 2 grenades and the ability to dart about like a right tricky bastard. And it's this kind of combination tweaking that will allow Guardians to customize their playstyle. God help us all. Next up, we have Memory of Galleon, which grants Guardians detailed radar at all times, and your radar stays active when aiming primary weapons. Now, this sounds like a nice PvP artifact, something that's going to give players better map awareness. Now, this particularly appeals to me because I always use Knucklehead radar when in the Crucible with my hunters, so if I have this artifact equipped, I can swap out Knucklehead radar with Acleophar's symbiote, so I get an additional golden gun shot as well as an active radar while aiming my primary. Tasty. Next up, we have Memory of Scory. Now, this seems to be the only support artifact. It doesn't directly benefit you, but it does benefit those around you. If you have this equipped, nearby allies will glow and their super will recharge quicker. Now, I'll almost certainly be taking this into trials. Supers are often critical to winning matches, so if my teammates can fill their super meter quicker than usual, this can only be a good thing. The question is, will this thing stack if your whole trials team has this artifact equipped? My guess is probably not. That would be OP as fuck. Next up, we have Memory of Timur. Now this This is a weird one. This is strictly a PvE artifact. Now, when you have this equipped and you melee a low power enemy, it becomes your buddy. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to Netflix and chill with it, but it does mean that these poor fuckers will now fight for you, firing their weapons at their fellow aliens. And this effect lasts for 30 seconds, or you can convert them back into enemies by striking them a second time. Now, although this does sound fucking hilarious and will no doubt spawn a million YouTube videos of complete and utter fuckery, it remains to be seen just how effective this artifact will prove. Will your newly converted allies be sharpshooting death dealers, or will they be cack-handed fuckwits? Next up, we have Memory of Radagast. Now, this one's for all you sword enthusiasts out there. Equipping this artifact allows you to reflect energy-based projectiles, including everything from an ogre's blast to a crucible opponent's rocket. Now, personally, I think this artifact is going to generate by far the most lols. Can you imagine deflecting a rocket back into the face of the poor chump that fired it? Not only will they be supremely pissed, but you get a nice little clip for your montage. As for reflecting ogre blasts, count me the fuck in. I think players are going to have a hell of a lot of fun messing about with this artifact and seeing just how creative they can be with their sword reflecting shenanigans. Next up, we have Memory of Peru, another PvP artifact. Now, equipping this will highlight enemy guardians who have full supers in yellow, and enemies with low health will be highlighted in red, allowing you to be a cheeky bastard and steal kills. Now, if you're a hardcore PvP player who likes to capitalize on every tiny advantage in the crucible, this may very well give you an edge over your opponents. You'll be far less likely to be caught by surprise from an enemy super, and you'll also be able to target, harass, and hopefully finish off those annoying bastards that run away when their health is low. Next up, we have Memory of Yoda. Now, this artifact sounds, well, how can I put this? Fucking shit. By far the least exciting of the 8 artifacts, at least in my opinion. Now, equipping this will eliminate sprint cooldown. Hooray? Now, I'm sure this will come in useful somewhere, otherwise Bungie wouldn't have included it, but where exactly I can't say. Perhaps this will be invaluable in the new raid, perhaps some players will find some really creative ways to use this. If you can think of anything, let me know in the comment section below. And finally, we have Memory of Silumar. Now, this artifact will dramatically reduce any damage inflicted through damage over time effects. An example of this is when you get shot by Thorn and your health slowly ticks away. That's damage over time effect. Now, the infamous Thorn is returning in year 3, so you can now equip this artifact and enter the Crucible, safe in the knowledge that if any Thorn-wielding shitbag tags you, you can brush it off and take sweet, sweet revenge. And there's more. There may also be a secret 9th artifact. Now, Destiny's lore states that there were 10 Iron Lords. 8 were wiped out by Siva and so had statues erected in the Iron Temple to honour them. But what about the other 2? Well, we know that Lord Saladin is still alive, which leaves just one Iron Lord unaccounted for. Aphrodite. The question is, what happened to her? Is she still alive, and if so, will she yield a 9th artifact if found? This mystery will no doubt be uncovered in Rise of Iron. So then, what's the best artifact? Well, that depends on many things, whether you're playing PvE or PvP, whether you want to get sweaty in the Crucible or mess about in Patrol. There's no real right answer here. You can mix and match these artifacts with any class, subclass and exotic armor piece, which will allow players a dizzying variety of new ways to play the game. Artifacts have been upgraded from a superficial trinket to a game-changing item, and I for one can't wait to try them all out. Now, if you like more Destiny content in which I talk about some of the secrets you'll find in Rise of Iron's new social space, click this image. You'll get to see the location of Rise of Iron's first dead ghost and an Easter egg which involves ringing the bells in the Iron Lord's temple in a certain order. Definitely worth a watch if you haven't already done so. You'll also find a link to this video in the description box below. And that, my dear friends, brings us to the end of the video. Now, this particular video took me quite a while to make, and I want to know, do you guys like these longer kind of videos, like videos that are around the 10-minute mark? If you do, give it a thumbs up, let me know. If I get lots of thumbs up, I will try to make longer videos in the future. They do take me a longer amount of time, but if that's what you guys want, that is what I will strive to do. So, like I said, give it a thumbs up if you do like these longer videos. If not, let me know in the comment section below that you like the shorter videos, and we'll take it from there, my friends. But your feedback is always greatly appreciated. Now, Game Informer, like I've mentioned in previous videos, are doing a month-long reveal of Rise of Iron. So that means there's going to be a hell of a lot more content on this channel, daily content. I'm going to cover everything as it breaks. So if you're into that kind of thing, if you want to get the breaking news, then I would probably suggest giving this channel a little bit of a subscribe. Just simply subscribe and you will be bang up to date with all the latest news as and when it breaks. And yeah, I think that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for daily Destiny content, and we'll speak again soon, my friends. And until next time, until next time, Guardians.